Possible to game on Intel GMA? Let's find out. So hello guys, my name is Addict and I'm presenting you a really cool new video, and in today's video we're going to talk about is really possible to play on Intel GMA, and it really depends on your rig, and let's move on. So for the first time I'm using Intel GMA, so I didn't use any graphic properties or settings. I didn't change, everything's on default. So, and the specs are here. So for the CPU it's gonna be Intel 2 Dual Core 7400, and the clock speed is 2.8 at the default because I didn't have any cooler to overclock it. I had the Intel one, so yeah, so I'm using the basics. So IGP is Intel GMA 3100. I know it's not a really fast GMA, one of those, but I had only this one, so I think it's a really not outdated one, but I'm really sure you can still run some games on it. So let's move on RAM. So I have really nice excuse for it because 1.5 GB isn't enough to show you really nice performance. But I had Kingston, I had Nania, I had Corsair, I had Phoenix, and two of those didn't work because it couldn't support. I had Kingston RAMs, but it couldn't support because it was an overclockable RAMs, and then Nania didn't work either, so I have to stick over the Corsair MXC2 and Phoenix. I had only one of those singles, so they are different manufacturers, so maybe they won't work as a one RAM, so it will give a little slightly lower performance than I thought. But running a browser or like League of Legends, it's a really pain in the ass, so I'm really sorry, but I have to stick with those ones. And I'm really sure I'm gonna buy 4 gigs of RAM anytime soon when it'll get some money. So let's move on to hard drive. So hard drive is a Seagate laptop hard drive, 120 gigabytes, and yeah, I don't have any other hard drives because I'm still using one of those, and I wasn't sure if I can launch it. And so I had a random laptop hard drive laying around, so I just picked that one, and it had Windows 32-bit. So it doesn't have a lot of storage, but it's a really small thing, and sometimes it gets really heated, and that was the second problem with the components, because it was really hot, so I had no cooler around, so it lowered the performance a little bit down than I expect to have, but I couldn't have any other solutions than using laptop. But I'm really sure that I had to use some cooler to cool down the RAMs and the hard drive too. So let's move to PCU, and the last is iOS. So the PCU is just a really simple 300 wattage, and it's not a really big amount of wattages, but it's enough for me. So the Windows are 32-bit because I'm not using 64 of the 1.5 gigabyte RAM problem, because it will pop the message that it says low memory, because 64-bit minimum requirement is 4 gigs of RAM. So I have to stick up with 32-bit, and let's move on to the performance with the games of the older titles. So the first game is gonna be Doom 3, the Resurrection of Evil, the BFG, I guess. And because I couldn't launch a Doom 3 normal game, it's like says me some crash reports, so I couldn't run that game. So I run the DLC one, and I ran on high preset, so it wasn't really choppy. It was like smooth gameplay, but when it gets real intensive, then it sometimes gets you really choppy stuff. But it's not like playing a picture, and the game was really like a normal gameplay, so you can actually play the game, but you have to still have a GPU because it's really hard for that onboard graphics to render the game. So So I tried to run Doom 3 on Full HD, but it didn't have any options. So I'm really sorry if it's like if it could run Full HD, but it's Intel GMA because it really hard support for Full HD. So I'm really sorry, but it was a 900p, but it's still almost the same as Full HD. And I tried to run 2 times Oblivion, and for the Full HD, it's a really unplayable gameplay I've ever tried to play. And even you're using menu, it was like 20 FPS, bro, and I had no like a feel that I'm gonna play this game on Full HD on Intel GMA. So I do not recommend playing on Full HD because this is the onboard game, so it's really bad at rendering Full HD games. So I do not recommend to try on Full HD. So for the second time, Oblivion wasn't really like a better performance than the Full HD, but it had actually the same thing. Like I still had a much better FPS, but when you click some like inventory, you will get like 50 FPS or even 60. But I still do not recommend you to play on lower resolution. If you go 64, 40 and 480 resolution, yeah, you will still get some, I don't know, the minimum will be like 25 or 30 even, and the average will be like 40. But still, if you go outside, you will get 10 FPS. So I didn't went to outside because I was really sure that it will be a pain in the ass actually, and I will play in pictures. So Oblivion is busted. Let's move on to the third game. So the third game is Fallout New Vegas, and it busted. The problem is it couldn't detect any Intel GMA graphics card, and I was actually sure about RAM, but the RAM was actually fine though. But when I started choosing the resolution, and it popped me up a random graphics card that wasn't in my board at all. So I was really sure that the Fallout New Vegas doesn't support Intel GMA, and it can't find any onboard graphics for Intel. So I'm really sorry for those who are retro gamers. I know Fallout New Vegas is not a retro game, but it's a really old one because Fallout 4 is new one, and yeah, it's outdated game, but still can support any Intel GMA. Maybe the patch would help, but I wasn't really sure, and I had no choice, just delete that game, and it's totally busted. So I'm really sorry. So the last game is League of Legends. I really like mobile games, but the problem was it only gave me 28 average of FPS. When you get on the team fights or maybe like 1x1 and a lot of minions, it just gets really choppy, and I couldn't even use my spells. So yeah, for playing mobile games and the newer titles, I wouldn't recommend Intel GMA. I know Intel GMA is outdated. You can buy any of it, like a better one, for like $5 or €5, and but the conclusion was I really wanted to check it out if Intel GMA can still keep some nice performance for a lower game titles, but it didn't. So Intel GMA still has a shittiest title ever because Intel HD graphics are better, but it's, I don't know. Intel GMA is based on browsing internet and watching the videos, or watching movies, listening to the music. Yeah, it's based on that, not on gaming. So I know I actually tried, but yeah, I wasn't sure. So thank you guys for watching the video. Please subscribe, share and like. I'm trying to reach at least 10 subscribers because I want to show something. I really show you respect. And yeah guys, thank you for watching that video. Maybe I will make some games how the Intel GMA runs on the games, but I'm not really preferred to do more videos about Intel GMA because it's outdated, so people won't use that at all. Maybe they will buy a better one for $5 or €5, as I said. So see you guys on the next video.